Welcome to our call today. I'm here with Ashley Paggi from Cascade Designs. Hi, Ashley.
Hi.
I'm so excited to have you on and talk about all that you have accomplished over the last year and let everyone get to know you. But before we dive into some questions I have, I'd love for you to just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about who you are.
I'm Ashley Paggi. I am a mom and a graphic designer, now a surface pattern designer. And that's, I don't really know. I guess the rest will come out.
It'll all come out. That's a
lot.
I
live in Oregon. I guess that's fun to know too.
I love Oregon. And how old are your children?
I have a 3-year-old and an almost 6-year-old.
Yeah. Okay. That's just about the same as mine. A little bit younger.
Yeah.
Tell me what you were doing before you discovered surface pattern design.
Okay. I used to live in San Francisco, and I went to school for graphic design and communication. And right out of school, I moved to San Francisco, and I worked for some pretty big retailers in their graphic design departments, doing production work and some design for a few years. And I worked for a weather company with a lot of meteorologists doing their marketing and work on their weather app. And then my family and I moved to Bend, Oregon, and I got a job here for the college doing all of their marketing, but they were just opening a new satellite campus, so I jumped on as their graphic designer. And then I had my babies, and I was so lucky, never thought I would be able to be a stay-at-home mom, but I was able to make that work for 5 years, and that was lovely, but also really, really hard too. And after 5 years of doing that, I was just so ready to kind of jump back in to design and making an income again and all of that kind of stuff. But I had a big pit in my stomach because I felt like I just didn't have the same amount of time to dedicate to a full-time 50-hour-a-week job in an office, because I was on call for my kids to take them to school, all of that. So I was really, really, really overwhelmed when I knew it was time to go back to work. And I applied for some jobs, but my heart just wasn't in it the same way it used to be. My priorities had changed a little bit. So I was kind of at a loss. And that's when I found you, just miraculously.
I think so many of us can relate. Well, first of all, priorities change so much when you have children. I mean, more than I could even imagine, my priorities changed. But then you're right, like you really do want to do something, but you also really do need the flexibility, or ideally you would keep the flexibility. And that's one reason why I love this career so much, because you're working from home, right?
Yeah. Yep, this is my house.
So did you find me right when you're trying to get started? Did you try to learn some on your own first, or how did that kind of unfold? Do you remember the moment that you discovered? I mean, you were kind of in the graphic design world already, but do you know the moment that you were like, oh my goodness, surface pattern design?
I do. It was last year at this time. I'd been working in graphic design for 15 years. And I thought I knew what I could do with it, I could either be a freelancer, which I'd done a lot of freelance work. I could be an in-house graphic designer, or I could have my own design studio working for clients.
Yeah.
But then I just literally saw your ad. I think it popped up on Facebook or something. And I was just like, what? Wait, I don't know. What is this licensing thing? And so I took your free mini course, which is obviously, it's going on right now.
Yeah.
And I just learned so much in that it made me want to take the immersion course with you. And from then on, I've given myself permission to work for myself and make the art that I want to make, instead of client-based work that I always felt got diluted from my own voice, because the back and forth of, 3 rounds of edits, and then trying to make their aesthetic work, but also keep my own voice in it, just wasn't working for me anymore. So now I get to to do my own stuff and market my own brand, which is really fun and rewarding.
Rewarding is probably what I think the most is you have the skill set to work for someone else or be an in-house designer, but when you're really creating literally what you want to see come alive in the world, and then you're able to position that and get it in the market and then see that like return to you, it's just a really rewarding experience. And okay, so I have loved seeing your year unfold in 2020 of all years. Can you tell us some of the things that have happened for you since you took the course last year?
Yeah, it's really fun. Can you tell I'm just having so much fun with it? So I've done a couple things that have been really fun for me. I started my own online shop. Well, I started my brand first, Ash Cascade Design, just as a platform for me to create my own stuff. I started a web shop where this holiday season I created about, I think like 10 products and sold them on my website, and then at a few holiday markets locally. And so I'll show you. Can I show you? I made these bandanas and I sold these I did wholesale too. So I had about 5 or 6 stores pick up some of my stuff. Wow. And then since this is an election year, I made these, and these got picked up all over the country. I just kind of organically reached out to different stores and said, hey, do you guys want to carry these? And they did. So that was fun. It's all a learning curve. I'm just diving in and reaching out to people, and they're saying yes. So it's fun. I made a calendar.
Oh, that's so pretty.
And some stationery, cards.
Gorgeous.
A few other things, but I don't need to show you all that stuff. But so I did that. And also I got licensed for a fabric company this year, which is awesome.
Do you want to, it's a big fabric company. Do you want to tell us a little bit more?
Yeah. At first they approached me, they saw my work on Instagram, which I know you say this a lot, is just show your work. And I think a lot of people think a lot more into it than they need to, and I just kind of share everything that I'm doing and talk to my audience. And I was so shocked, and I thought it was spam when Cotton and Steel, the art director approached me, asking me if I wanted to come up with a fabric line with them. And of course, yes, that was on the top of my list for companies to pitch to. So yes.
I remember you DM'd me earlier this year, and you're like, Bonnie, this happened, and just,
it was only a couple months after I'd taken your course. So
I know, just huge congratulations. And do you want to, you touched on this a little bit, but it's a really big topic of people wanting to know whether to share their work or not share their work. And I say, if you're trying to get your work out in the world, how is anyone going to find it if you don't share it? So tell us a little bit more about did you have a strategy? Did you just show your work?
I just showed my work. I started my Instagram feed I've had Instagram for a while, but I started my design feed when I started your course, and I just shared my journey. And my art has definitely improved over the last year. I make patterns and I put them up, and I think eventually, obviously I haven't shared my fabric yet because it's licensed and it's not in stores yet and stuff like that. So there's a balance of sharing everything. But I think Instagram is such a good platform to be able to reach so many people worldwide that if you keep everything inside and don't show everybody, then no one's going to see it. So that's my philosophy.
Right. I was just talking to someone this morning who was saying, I don't know what to say. And you said you just shared your journey. And I think that's what you share. You share little tidbits of what you're learning and why you're excited about it, the why you're even doing this, and showing people that, everything doesn't have to be perfect to just start showing. You just start showing. And that's part of the journey. Nobody wants you to be perfect right out of the gate. They want to be able to scroll and go back to your very beginnings, because that's what gives people hope, is that okay, I can just start and get my workout as well.
Yeah, and oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I even say that in my feed. I say like, oh, look at this I just learned, or, this isn't perfect and I made mistakes, but it doesn't matter.
Exactly. It's so important to highlight all of that. Do you know when your fabric is going to be released?
So far it's going to be released in June. I have strike-offs if you want to see them.
I do.
I haven't shown anyone this except for like my family, so.
Okay. I'm so excited.
So I'm not going to show you all the patterns because that would just take a long time, but so this pattern, it's going to be on canvas so that it has metallic in there.
Oh yes, how fun.
And then there's like these patterns.
How beautiful. Okay, so what's the story behind the collection, or what's the name of it?
It's called Camp Creek, and my family and we have a vintage trailer. I think you have one too. Yeah. And we go camping every summer a lot. We're just always on the riverbank here near our house. This is a blender pattern, but
Gorgeous.
This one's called Trailhead.
Oh, I love it.
This one's Riverbank. So it's all just about our family camping trips and the gorgeousness that is around us on the Metolius River that we go to all the time. This one's called Solstice. Harvest Moon. This is the smaller version of that canvas.
I love it. The colors are so good.
This is the most exciting part. Oh, it's back. It's upside down and backwards, but it's the most exciting part.
Harvest Moon. Right. Wait for it. Right there. Ash.
So
tell me a little bit about that feeling of seeing your name on the selvage the very first time.
It's emotional. It's emotional because my grandmother, who was kind of like my soulmate, was a quilter, and so I used to go to quilt shops with her when I was younger, and I never really thought about designing fabric until recently, but when I found out that I was going to be doing that, I just felt this connection to her. She's passed away a few years ago, and so holding this in my hands, I was just like, I just felt this deep connection. So that's kind of more, that's deeper than just seeing my name on, sorry, I'm gonna cry. And plus it's a lot of hard work, and it feels like seeing that is just, I'm so proud, and it's really fun to share with people what I'm doing. Friends and family and all that kind of thing have been really supportive. So
you should be so proud. In my last collection, I don't know that anybody even really knows this, but 2 of the prints are named after both of my grandmothers, and one of them is still alive and one of them isn't, and they have both been just such inspirations. And I think that's kind of the beauty of this, is that we get to make our work deeply personal. Sometimes the people who use it, will know the story, and sometimes they might not, but it makes it really rewarding.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. No, I love it. Okay, what would you tell someone who was kind of on the fence, like maybe where you were a year ago?
So a year ago, I didn't know about surface pattern design. And it's been a lot of hard work, but in a year that has been hard, it's been such a joy and a bright spot and something to focus my energy on in this crazy world. I would say if you're thinking about doing this, you should definitely do it. Pursue your dreams. I mean, I never would have thought a year ago that I would have my own fabric line and a web shop and be selling all over the place. So with hard work, you can make things happen for yourself and not have to rely on other people to hire you for their own work. You can produce your work and let your voice be heard and seen and that kind of thing.
Yeah. I am so excited for you, and I love what you've been able to accomplish so much. Your work is gorgeous. Do you want to tell everyone what you'll be doing this year during immersion?
I'm going to be on the support team for immersion.
So Ashley's coming back to immersion 2021 as part of our team this year to help students. You have so much experience. You're also a pro in Adobe Illustrator, and I'm so excited to see how students are really going to be able to connect with you and thrive and learn from your experience. So we're so excited to have you.
I'm excited too. I've met so many friends through immersion, so I'm sure I'll meet a lot more. And just watching other people go through this same revelation will be really cool.
It is so fun. It's so fun. Okay, Ashley, thank you so much for sharing with us today. We can't wait until June. Cannot wait until June or this summer. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon, okay?
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.